Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and this is a unit that I have not put much thought into, much love into, anything into in his time in Dokkan. This, of course, is the Great Ape Raditz card. This guy dropped basically right when I started playing JP, this Great Ape Raditz right here. I mean, honestly, he's an okay unit. He's actually not as bad as, you know, some other, like, you know, Great Apes and stuff like that, because this Raditz does get both attack and defense on Orb. It's only 12%, which is pretty low, but, you know, if this guy got an easy A, I think he'd be a very interesting unit. I mean, so many of the Great Apes really do deserve easy A's, right? But the main reason I'm rainbowing this Great Ape Raditz right here is for use in the Int Raditz Extreme Z area. Looking upon the info and stuff like that, it seems to me like this Raditz is probably going to be the ideal leader for you to go ahead and use, because he's going to be all types. He gives key and then attack and defense, which I think is going to be pretty solid. So, I mean, I guess we can go ahead and hop into some events and see how good this Raditz will be. I mean, you know, rainbowing him is a buff for the low-class warrior team, the giant team, and terrifying conquerors. You know, giant and low-class warrior are so small that I definitely don't mind, you know, adding an extra rainbow unit to them for whatever reason it might be useful in the future. So, let's go ahead and test out this Great Ape Raditz. Alright guys, so we're here in an event with our boy Great Ape Raditz, and this unfortunately is kind of the negative, you could say, with Great Apes, right? Is that with them, they have the, you know, unfortunate chance to transform into Great Apes. The way the mechanic is, it's not really that helpful. I suppose, you know, if we're talking about like challenge runs or difficult events like Super Battle Road and maybe Battlefield as well, these Great Ape transformations will be helpful because, you know, you're not going to be able to take damage in these transformations. But the thing about them is that they're very, very rare. Rare enough to the point where you can't really rely upon them. Like Raditz here, what's interesting is I immediately jumped into the first event for this showcase, right? And Raditz transformed despite the fact that his transformation condition is a 10% chance. So it's not something you are going to see activate very likely. Now, we are on the Revenge / low-class warrior team. So you guys might notice that we are starting out with 8 key rather than 6, which would make it a lot easier on one of these Great Apes to super attack, but we still, on this turn, missed every single super attack. I mean, I suppose we did finish off Gohan right there. I mean, as part of a showcase for, like, a Great Ape unit, I guess that, you know, is fine that we went ahead and showed it like that. Alright, so let's take a look at what our boy Great Ape Raditz is at. So he's at 41k defense. We'll see what attacks that he's going to go ahead and rock. Now, again, this Raditz, you know, he does get both attack and defense per key sphere obtained. Now, many old units like this did not get, like, both attack and defense, so that would put him slightly a step above. Let's see how much defense he's going to have right here after getting a decent amount of orbs. I mean, he's up to 81k. That's not... I mean, there's way worse that we could see nowadays than that, right? Like, that is not bad, considering, again, okay, 750k, that's pretty bad. Raditz came out on June 30th of 2017. Again, that's basically, like, days after I started JP. Actually, yeah, I think that's, like, right around exactly when I started JP, because I started playing, I want to say it was the day LR Goku Black and the Zamasu came out. So let me see what day that was. That was June 20th of 2017 is when I started playing JP. Okay. So 10 days later, or 10 days prior to this is when I actually started. Okay. Oh, this is a nice little thing to show. So one thing about Great Ape transformations is that they will slow you down enough so that it might be easier to activate some transformation conditions for some characters, right? So Bardock can transform on turn 4 if you're not fighting a Wicked Bloodline category enemy. Well, those turns as Great Ape Raditz, those counted. So on this turn right here, even though, I mean, this is only the second turn where we've had just our actual characters here, not like a Great Ape out there, this still counted as turn 4, so Bardock was able to transform right away, right? So that is where the Great Ape transformations could be good. I mean, if we're going to get easy A's for a lot of these units, these Great Ape units and stuff like that, which, again, I think is something that probably could happen, I really would like to see something done with their Great Ape mechanic itself. I mean, at least some of these characters, some of these Great Apes, like, maybe like Great Ape Borgos would have, like, an additional super attack. You know, maybe Great Ape Fasha just auto-supered. You know, maybe Great Ape Bardock did, like, I don't know. I don't know, got an extra key per key orb. I mean, that seems a little bit weird to give to, like, a normal unit, right? Extra key per key orb, like you know, the LR Gohan ability is actually pretty freaking rare, right? But I suppose, you know, there are some characters that could get it. I don't know. I mean, I just think that there's something they should do. I'm going to go ahead and do some orb changing right here just to sort of see what Great Ape Raditz can do, right? I mean, as an orb changer, we can at least, like, get a glimpse at what, like, his potential might be. I wasn't too disappointed by his defense, honestly, on that first turn we saw from him. So on this turn, this will definitely be interesting. So he's at 41k. He gets 12% both attack and defense per orb. That pushed him up to 117. I mean, that's a lot of orbs we gave him to only be at like 100k defense. His stats are pretty low. He's only at 13,200 attack. I mean, that's not great. He is a summonable unit, but I mean, his Great Ape Raditz, like the SSR, I mean, this first came out April 25th of 2016, so I wasn't even playing Dokkan yet, basically, when this Great Ape Raditz first came out. So he is above 1 million right there, and that's without support, too. So, I mean, it certainly could be worse. He is taking double-digit damage from LR Gohan, so that's solid. I mean, again, it could be worse. I mean, mainly, you're only going to use this guy basically for the leader for the EZA area for now, for the Int Raditz EZA area, but, you know, he could be a lot worse. Like, this could definitely be way worse than what we're seeing from this guy, for sure. Alright, so now we are on the STR Cooler team, the Terrifying Conqueror / Transformation Boost. Of course, I mean, honestly, these two categories meld very well together. Pretty much most of the good villains in the game are going to fit on this team. Obviously, Cooler's insane. Now, I'm going to use Mr. Boo right here. So, Mr. Boo, of course, you know, there's probably a lot of people who aren't familiar with how good Mr. Boo is. This World Tournament exclusive unit right here. He is a double orb changer, which is super uber rare. But what that's going to do is it's going to be very good for a unit like Raditz, who's getting both attack and defense from orbs. So, Mr. Boo is going to make Raditz look really good. Mr. Boo also does heal on Rainbow Orb, and he does lower attacks. He's a very solid unit. In particular, you know, if there's certain characters that, like, if you're going to run any, like, characters that need orbs, running this guy's a really good idea. You know, Majin Vegeta, Kefla, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, LR Goku and Vegeta. You know, they've released a lot of units that really could use a lot of orbs these days. So a unit like Mr. Boo is super, super good just from the, like, everything he adds to some of these powerful units. Because, like, units like Majin Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Kefla as Dokkan Festival exclusives, offensively and defensively, are both, like Omega top tier level if they get their orbs. So even though, you know, Mr. Boo himself is certainly not going to be as strong or comparable to, like, I don't know, say we ran, like, Namek Goku in that slot instead, who's going to be, like, just way stronger overall, right? But, like, Namek Goku doesn't do anything for Kefla, right? Or Namek Goku is, like, doing nothing for Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Majin Vegeta, whereas Boo is, like, really making it so that they can get their full abilities, right? So that is just something you really want to keep in mind, you know, with team building and stuff like that. I do really like that Mr. Boo, and, you know, any unit that needs orb attackers, you're going to get a lot of value from that boy, Mr. Boo. So that's pretty good. Also, the thing about Cooler's team, remember, is that Cooler's team has access to some of the best support type units in the game, such as Turles, Kid Buu, you know, units like that. So it'll be very easy for, like, Raditz to look good, you know, with all these characters around. Okay, so that's a pretty good amount of orbs right there, but I'm actually just going ahead and do some orb changing as well. You know, we might as well go ahead and take a look at how good our boy Raditz is going to be with a whole bunch of orbs, right? Like, let's just sort of max them out and see what we can get right here. I would actually say there's too many rainbow orbs on the field, which is funny, but it's fine. I mean, that is going to be a huge amount of the field. All right, so let's see what his defense is going to be sitting at after this. He's at 127k. I mean, I'll take it, I guess. And then let's go ahead and see what his attack stat is going to be right here as well. I mean, maybe he can get up to 1.5. I mean, with Turles and then all those orbs. 1.5 would be pretty decent, I guess, actually. 1.44. Okay. And then next turn, you know, with physical Kid Buu on rotation and Turles, we could actually even get a better number than that. So that would be nice to see. I mean, again, you can only have so much expectations for one of these units from like 2017 and before. You know, even powerful Dokkan Festival exclusives from like 2018, 2019, some of them have definitely begun to fade quite a bit, right? You know, look at a unit like STR Ultimate Gohan. You know, well, oh, I guess he came out in 2017, didn't he? I don't know. I mean, honestly, Turles is a good example of that, of a unit that he just is so squishy now, but I don't know. I have difficulty calling him bad with how often I end up using him. I'm here. Okay, here. Number one, I do want to make sure that we have over 80% HP going into that next phase, so that Kid Buu will have his full passive active. But I'm also not really going to go heavy attacking here on this Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, right? Let's just sort of do, you know, like light super attacks if possible. Cooler, of course, able to transform because Gotenks is a hybrid Saiyan. I still am holding out hope that one day they are going to add Vegito, Gogeta, and Kefla to pure Saiyans. I just think it would be so positive for the game if they did that. Like, there's no way people, like, there would be no pushback to that. Like they have to understand they could do a celebration and they could release, like, okay, I would say LR Kefla. It would be a good idea for the celebration I'm sort of, like, pushing. I might just do a video on this as well. Actually, I am going to do a video on this. But, like, so what they do is they drop an LR Kefla, right? And the banner is just Kefla and then Vegito and Gogeta units, right? You know, maybe you want to put, like, LR Blue Vegito and Gogeta on there, and then they could just make it, like, a 15 featured unit banner or something like that with LR Kefla. Like, they could do that just in, like, I don't know, December or something like that. Like, this would work. That they would have that banner, but it would have like SCR Gogeta, Int Gogeta, you know, kind of like these units that aren't the greatest. Well, I mean, they're still, you guys get what I'm saying, they're just old, right? But the point is, it would be a celebration with them being added to the pure Saiyan category. I'm telling y'all, people would go nuts. The banner would instantly hit top grossing. Everything would be super hype. Like, Dokkan has got to get a little bit more creative, and I think that's a really, really good way to do it. There's just no way that wouldn't be like a very successful celebration in time for Dokkan. And again, you know, there's so many different versions of Vegito and Gogeta that they could do that with, and they would sell like crazy. But the point is, Kefla, I feel like she didn't really sell that well on JP, and people weren't really too excited for her. So that would be a good way for them to, you know, sort of like save some of the Vegitos and Gogetas for the future, but then also just drop like that Kefla like that. Again, I think it would work very, very well, and it would just be very good overall for the game's health. 152k, all right, a little bit better. Of course, you know, Kid Buu here giving 50%, as well as Turles giving 40%. Pretty good for our boy Great Ape RADITZ. So let's see what his attack stat is. 1.7, not bad. Again, could have been way worse. So there's a good look at our boy Great Ape RADITZ. One unfortunate thing is he doesn't do anything on his super attack effect, right? But let's go ahead and move into his info now. Alright, so this is Atrocious Crackdown, Raditz Giant Ape. His leader skill is when HP is 30% or above, 3 key and 30% attack and defense. Honestly, that leader skill is, I think, what makes it... That's the reason I rainbowed him in the first place. That's the reason we're doing this video, is because he is good for that in Raditz EZA area, because he is basically the best leader skill for that event, right? Key, attack, and defense. Some of those EZA areas, finding a good leader unit is really the biggest struggle with it, right? So running this Raditz, you're going to be able to umbrella every single unit you could possibly run for that EZA area, and that's just going to help you tremendously, right? Raditz's super attack is the Double Sunday, which just does supreme damage to the enemy, no extra effects there. His passive skill, Rebellious Low-Class Warrior, gives you 12% attack and defense per key sphere obtained, and then he may turn into a Giant Ape up to 2 times. Now, may turn into Giant Ape is a 10% chance, so it's going to be very, very uber rare. Rare enough that these are not units you really want to rely upon or rock in Super Battle Road, right? Because if it was, like, you know, 50% or something like that, maybe these units would be very, very interesting for Super Battle Road at that point. But, I mean, it would be a very slow run, but potentially it could be a very safe run as well. Raditz's links are the Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Transform, Saiyan Roar, and Shattering the Limit. So he does have some good links. He doesn't have Prepared for Battle, which sucks. He does have Saiyan Roar. I mean, I guess that would be good if you want to rock him on the Pure Saiyan team along with the Super Saiyan 4s. Or it would be good rocking him on the Goku family team led by Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? I suppose that's possible. But I don't know. I mean, he's got some good villain links. You know, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare. You know, those are not bad. Saiyan Warrior Race, a lot of villains have got that. Raditz's 12 key multiplier is 130%, which is quite bad. And then, of course, he is on a few different category teams here. So for starters, he, of course, is on the low-class Saiyan team, low-class Warrior team, which, of course, has gotten a lot better with the Saiyan Day celebration of 2020. Then he is also over here on the Giant category team. Now, this is why all these Great Ape characters need Easy A's or something, because the Giant category team is just so bad, dude. Like, we have got to do something about this, and there's so many different things they could do to improve it, so I'd like to see them do it sooner rather than later. Raditz, of course, is on the Pure Saiyan team, which is just, I mean, you know, they just got 2 of the top, 4 units in the game added to there, so, pretty damn good. Then, of course, Raditz is also over here on the terrifying, excuse me, this is a Goku family team right here. The Goku family team and the Pure Saiyan team, both those teams get updated pretty much every single update. I mean, Raditz is on both, right? And then finally, this is the Terrifying Conqueror category right here, which will be better when characters such as Lord Slug, I think Mecha Frieza, Bojack, Demon King Piccolo, Scouter Vegeta, those types of characters get Dokkan Fest exclusives, which I do think will happen in the future. So let me know what you guys think of our boy Great Ape Raditz. Using him for the Raditz Easy area is the main reason I rainbowed him, and I wanted to, give him some shine in the video as well. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.